Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to enjoy a very interesting story called Father-in-Law and Daughter-in-Law. I hope the story will bring you some relaxing moments. Don't forget to like, leave a comment and subscribe to support the channel. Right now, let's explore the main content of this story. The person standing outside is none other than Mr. Tone, her father-in-law. Even though he's 45 years old, Mr. Tone still has a strong image and the dignity of a famous doctor. People still often talk about him. Not only because of his martial arts skills, but also because of his love story, which is full of emotions for his mother-in-law, Lone. They have loved each other passionately from the first day they met. Overcome many difficulties and become a couple that everyone admires. In the early years, Mr. Tone's life and his mother-in-law's life were full of happiness. He was not only a strong man, but also a very caring wife. He always took care of his family. From day to night, he came home with his wife. He never complained, although his mother-in-law was a bit lazy. They had long nights together. Mr. Tone's love made his mother-in-law happy. Sometimes, his mother-in-law couldn't leave the bed because of him. However, as time went by, life changed. When his son was born, his job became busier. His mother-in-law didn't have time for him as before. Although Mr. Tone didn't change, his mother-in-law began to feel a lack of something in her marriage. She was increasingly attracted to other men, business partners, things that Mr. Tone never cared about. And then, after 5 years of living together, they decided to divorce. His mother-in-law came to Saigon, and Mr. Tone returned to Hanoi, living a lonely life, alone with unforgettable memories. Then, 15 years later, a boy with a backpack on his shoulder from Saigon made a mess of his life. He was infected by his mother. He was only 13 years old, but Dung knew how to play. After one accident, Dung's mother kicked him out of the house. He had to go to Hanoi to be raised by Mr. Tone. Not long after going to Hanoi, Dung became close to a new friend. Mr. Tone taught Dung regularly, but he was still soft-hearted because he had not been able to take care of his son for many years. When he was just in the 11th grade, Dung had a big effect again. He met a beautiful girl in the same school. Dung tried to calm down, but because Dung's playboy appearance was too obvious, he was straightforwardly refused. Dung hung on for a whole year, was laughed at by his friends. Dung decided to take revenge, to celebrate his birthday. Dung invited Lone to attend. Out of respect for friends, Lone agreed to go. Unexpectedly, everything was arranged by Dung. That night, Lone was drugged by Dung. The next morning, Dung woke up to see his body condition. Lone was afraid to call his parents. The incident spread, and the result was a secret wedding held between the two families. But even though he got married, Dung's personality did not change. Recently, the police destroyed a green gathering point. Dung was found, bored in front of the scene. Mr. Tone did not hesitate to put Dung into the trial according to the advice of the police officer, and returned to the police station. After closing the gate, he turned around and saw his beautiful daughter-in-law. Mr. Tone's heart was full of sorrow. Lone was in her mid-20s. She was very beautiful, with a height of 1.68 meters. The place needed was big, the place needed was small. It was supposed that Lone had to get a decent husband. In fact, he had to meet a son like himself. So with Lone, he always had a very sad mood. Lone said, "Are you hungry? Have you eaten yet?" "I have eaten. I was going to wait for you to come home to cook." "So today, how did you visit Dung?" "I was very bored." "He did not change much. Maybe he had to stay in there for a long time." "Yes, so I went to take a shower and then eat." Hearing the sound of his feet going into the bathroom, Lone turned around and smiled. Mr. Tone had just finished taking a shower. His head was still a little wet. His beautiful white shirt turned red. His father went to the table to sit down. The sun came out right now. From the bathroom he stepped out. Mr. Tone was stunned when he saw Lone's bright smile. In fact, Lone was like a wonderful wife, but he was still dreaming. A little embarrassed, he whispered a voice and looked down, avoiding his beautiful eyes and smile. He turned red again when he saw Lone's shirt, which was almost transparent in the dark. It described the wonderful path behind. Mr. Tone's feet were all yellow, in Lone's eyes. Mr. Tone hurriedly picked up the newspaper on the table, took it in front of his pants. The day he picked up the fruit, Lone was very miserable. Her family is a family of teachers. She herself has to study well, always dreaming of a bright future for herself, but I didn't expect to get involved with a playboy like Dung. When I was there, I was deeply disappointed. Lone received support from Mr. Tone, the day he came home. He expressed his concern for Lone. On the wedding night, under Dung's confidence, Lone directly sent a message to her husband. When the two husbands argued, Mr. Tone stepped in and said, "She can only touch her wife when she agrees, and I think that day will not come until I change my personality. I am a husband. As a man, please prove to me that I am a real man." Although, after that, Lone was beaten several times for resisting, but thanks to Mr. Tone's protection, Lone's life gradually became better. Gradually, I don't know since when, Lone's heart chose that man, not her husband. "Are you free tomorrow morning? I want to ask you to go with me to the cloth market to buy things. I'm a little busy tomorrow morning. I'll be home around 10 o'clock. Or can you go by yourself?" "Yes, I can. But you also remember to take care of your health, it's not very harmful." "Yes, I remember. Because this store has too many customers, so I try to do it quickly. Yes, I'm done eating. I'm going to take a break to wash the dishes." "Yes, thank you, Dad." From the beginning, Lone was still embarrassed when Mr. Tone washed the dishes, but she gradually got used to it. Mr. Tone is not an old-fashioned person. He is very gallant with women, so after a few fights, Lone failed in front of Mr. Tone's perseverance. Lying down, Lone smiled happily. Mr. Tone is really an ideal husband. When she is busy, he can do everything for the family perfectly for her. Before going to bed, she thought that the life of two people like this is not very wonderful, right? If Dung doesn't come back, this is not the life she has dreamed of since ancient times. Hearing the sound in the bathroom, Mr. Tone stepped in and said, "Let me wash the dishes for you, you go to sleep and take a rest." After saying that, he hit Mr. Tone's eyes with his tight-fitting shirt, making him wet a puddle of water unconsciously. Yes, so Dad washed the dishes. Lone suddenly received Mr. Tone's help. Mr. Tone's house is not that there is no washing machine, but some things such as clothes, Mr. Tone and Lone have a habit of washing their hands. When washing clothes to Lone's underwear, Mr. Tone paused, imagining that it was the black underwear that Lone wore today. Just as planned, at 10 a.m., Mr. Tone came home and took Lone to Nin Heap Fabric Market. Because he bought a lot of fabric, the two fathers and children had lunch at the market, and then returned in the afternoon. The two fathers and children wandered around the market until 6 p.m. and then started to go home. On the way home, because he bought a lot of things, Lone had to sit close to Mr. Tone. The road was very narrow, sometimes Lone just jumped on his back. At first, Lone was also very shy because he had never been intimate with anyone, but from the arrogance of his youth, sitting right behind his back. Lone thought, no matter what, it was him. It's pretty dark now, no one can see clearly, but if you look, you think it's just two husbands. I think so Lone is more arrogant, although he did not dare to crawl into Mr. Tone's back, but he was no longer as stubborn as before. Mr. Tone sat driving. Sometimes he could not focus. The bumpy roads confused him, many accidents happened. On the way home, Lone and Mr. Tone entered the house. About 50 minutes later, someone knocked on the door. "Hey, Lone, hey, I'm here, wait for me." Lone ran out to pick up her best friend named Mai. "Didn't you go to school this morning?" "Oh my God, that student who sometimes takes a day off is okay. How are you these days?" "Then what is it?" "How are you? How are you?" "It's your story with Mr. Tone." "Then what else?" "You just talked about it." "I like it, but there's more to it. Mai is Lone's best friend, to the point that they can tell each other anything. Lone's story is also told by her. Lone's best friend is shy, not like Mai, who is very violent and used to be a lot. If you don't hurry to go to work, Mr. Tone will be gone at that time, you just sit there and cry. What are you talking about? I'm telling the truth that you don't know, I'm telling the truth that you don't know, that you don't know, I'm telling the truth, I'm telling the truth that you don't know, I'm telling the truth that you don't know, I'm telling the truth that you don't know, I'm telling the truth, I'm telling the truth. Lone heard that she is very strict. Lone heard that and has already manifested exactly as what my said, and Joey put Mr. Tone in her hands exactly as what my said, and she knows it that she is not involved internally. So, why did Lone lie to you? So, why did Lone trivial here? The purpose of my coming here is to take you to a barbershop. I speak as eloquently as your Mr. Tone. But you're not fast, and you're not short of people. Forget about me. What are you talking about? What about Mr. Tone is mine? What's more, you're not full yet, but you're still asking for more. How can you be full? I'm full. He's not a problem either. You're always laughing at me, you're so smart. But you're not the kind of hungry person who eats all the time. Although Mr. Tone is good, if he doesn't have feelings for you, he doesn't need you, and you're old enough to use him. So, are you coming? Change your clothes and come with me. If you don't, tell your friends. If you don't, I have to wake up and push you into your room. You have to go home quickly. The housekeeper takes care of you. You have to go home and take care of your family. On the way, I was very confused. I know that, so I gave you a lot of advice, I gave you some ideas. When I got there, my said, wait for me to send you a motorbike. I saw the gym in the center of the beach, I was so confused. I felt like I was being bullied. Let's go, what are you waiting for? Mom took me to the practice room. With a perfect body, the two girls naturally caught the attention of the boys. In the practice room, a hand recognized as an assistant came here and introduced. I turned my face away. And my replied to the story. After a long time, 3 people finally found Mr. Tone. Lone looked at my, pinched Lone's thigh. And pointed at her to look far away. There, Mr. Tone was instructing a woman to exercise. Lone saw that the blood was boiling. In fact, if you look at the shape of the person, that woman is not as good as the 2 girls, but she is also a beautiful woman. The practice shirt could not cover all the effort. That woman took the opportunity to practice, but kept falling on Mr. Tone's body, making him look at the shirt. Deep breath. Thank you, Mr. Dung. Can you let me sit here for a while for reference? Mai did not hesitate to give that gym teacher a fresh smile. The guy looked fascinated. Although I want to stay and watch and talk a lot, but I want to keep my demeanor, so I said, turn around. Or you just look at me. If you have any questions, just ask me, I will be happy to answer. Mai turned around and looked at Mr. Tone from a distance. Then he looked at his body, which was on fire, jealous. It was convenient to pump a little more gas. You look at that. What kind of exercise is that? Oh my God, look at that, this is what Mr. Tone has to look at. If you like that, show it all. Oh my God, look at that, which part is that? If you see that, who can stand it? It's true that it's high-handed. If you see that, it's not much, but it falls into your hand. Lone knows that she is excited, but the truth is that she can't stand her anger, but that woman is too quiet. Who can stand this? I'm a woman. Mr. Tone will definitely be hard to resist. Mr. Tone is really miserable these days. A woman named Xian just wanted to get him. He knows what she wants. Want to use him as a lover, but he doesn't like that. Although she is very hot-tempered, he has to admit, his eyes have been touched several times through the intention that she has deliberately created. He himself finds it unworthy and does not want to teach people like that, but the director of the center is also his close friend. There is a need to get close to Mrs. Xian, so he has to try. As he said, just a few more days and it's done, although I don't like Mrs. Xian, but the recent contacts make Mr. Tone uncomfortable in a terrible way. Today, when he got home, he suddenly saw that the woman he met today was strange. Really charming, but charming in a scary way. His eyes were full of words to look at him, which is always like a married woman looking at her husband. makes his soul alive. Life goes on, but his heart can't calm down. Although I can't do what I want, but I know that her heart has shown it all in her eyes. And this is what makes Mr. Tone the most vulnerable. Every day, Mr. Tone is more and more confused about his feelings for me. What is it that he doesn't want to make clear? But every time he comes home, he feels like there is a wife waiting for him to come home to eat. This feeling is what he has been longing for years. A wife that he longed for, but turned out to be his son's wife. That's why he can't get over that boundary. Mr. Tone and Lone are just like that. Maybe nothing will change if there is no such fated day. It was on a beautiful day when Mr. Tone was invited by Mrs. Xian to a birthday party. The party started early until 5 o'clock. He had to be there. Mr. Tone dressed up and drove to the outskirts of Hanoi. Mrs. Xian is an upright woman and she herself is a high-ranking person. So she built a private apartment in East England to facilitate the party. To avoid being petty, when the address was announced, in front of Mr. Tone's eyes was a large apartment with a wall of glass around it. Mr. Tone could only see that it was very large. How large was it? Mr. Tone was not sure. Looking from the outside, he could only see the upper part of the white-painted apartment with extremely luxurious. The gate was protected and open to lead to an apartment built in the classic French style with a row of trees along the way and a pond near the gate. He felt a little ashamed when he came here, but because of Mrs. Xian's pressure, he had to come. He felt himself and the people inside were really different from his car next to a row of cars and a group of other cars that he had already recognized. Just as he stepped into the house, Mrs. Xian in a white dress stepped out to welcome him with passion. The thin white dress only covered her face, while Mrs. Xian was even more surprised by Mr. Tone's masculine beauty. Normally, Mr. Tone is not very handsome, but with his beautiful body, he made the three girls fall in love with him. Today, he wore a very stylish suit, which made him even more attractive with his masculine beauty, added a bit of the style of martial arts people and the spirit of people who have experienced many challenges. You can say that compared to other actors, Mr. Tone is no less than them. Mrs. Xian knew that he was a very kind man. She waved at Mr. Tone. Mrs. Xian smiled happily, leading him into the fun. In fact, this was a playful game that he took advantage of what Mrs. Xian gave him, meeting girls who looked like her and men with vulgar words and obscene laughter. He couldn't get along with these people, followed Mrs. Xian and talked to them politely. During the game, he felt that this world was changing. He felt strange, longing for something. When Mrs. Xian led him to the second floor, he felt his body was hot. Oh my! He saw the appearance of that woman was very hot. When Mrs. Xian's bedroom door was closed and called him Tone, to play with him, with a height of 1.6 meters and a weight of 45 kilograms, Mr. Tone was attracted not only by his eyes, by his hands, by his lips and by many other things. Mrs. Xian only knew how to wriggle her waist. Her mouth, her eyes like a fish. After resting for a while, Mr. Tone gradually regained his sanity and remembered everything. And it was not difficult for him to guess that Mrs. Xian had given him medicine because he never lost control like that. But again, Mrs. Xian was full of pitiful bruises. That proved that their owner liked it very much, but Mrs. Xian last night just experienced such a fierce battle. He stood up, took a towel and went to the bathroom carefully. He breathed for a long time looking at his body in the mirror, then put on his clothes and stepped out of the villa. On the way home, he kept thinking not that he didn't know that Mrs. Xian was staring at him. He was the one who knew that, but he just thought that as long as he didn't give up, nothing would happen because Mrs. Xian was full of power and there were many people around looking for someone who didn't exist. How could it be that it had to be him? Mr. Xian would never do anything too much and after a while he would get bored of him, but he didn't expect that Xian would do this wrong again. Just like what his son did to Lone. Thinking about Lone, he thought about the hot temper of his daughter-in-law plus the effect of that medicine which made him more and more uncomfortable. He still didn't seem to get over it. If we compare the two women with each other, it's really like heaven on earth. Mrs. Xian must have experienced a typhoon to be like this. He saw his daughter-in-law was still on top. He felt that he had a hard time talking to Lone. The daughter-in-law was as tough as the dream he had in the past. When he got home, he saw the door of the house was empty. He was so cold. He ran into the house and said, "Mr. Xian, please take this child. Are you lying still or should I give you some? You are my wife now. You have to listen to me, don't you? If you don't, you will die with me." Finally, he said he ran away because he didn't want to stay, and when he got out of the house, the first thing he thought was to go home to get some money to spend, and of course he couldn't miss meeting his little wife. When he got home, he saw Lone's surprised eyes. He felt bad for Lone because he didn't want to money with her to 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 who let you go home or run away? I'm bored there. I go out to find a job. I come here to take him to make money. You give me money so I can go to work. Dad, don't listen to him. He told me that he followed his friends and went to sell. That's for sure. Ah, that's what he said. Ha, do you want to die or what? But you do that. Are you still awake, son? How to sell as long as there is a lot of money. I'm old, I have my own thoughts. He avoided it. You listen to me, I forbid you to touch that kid, and if you want to be a father, then get rid of that stupid thought. If not, from now on, I will not have a child like you. He stopped me, to see how he drove this kid away. Deng finished speaking, then hurriedly left, angry. Will he be able to watch for the rest of his life or not? As soon as he opened his mouth, he would force the other kid to follow him. Look carefully. Kwok Lone was afraid to hug Mr. Tone and cry. She doesn't know what to say now, she just feels afraid and miserable. Mr. Tone also loves Lone. Now in his heart there is no hope, only love for Lone. Clearly, at this time, Lone's clothes were torn. I don't know how long, Lone's crying was getting quieter and quieter. He looked down and realized that Lone was sleeping wrong. That's right, she had a really scary day. And now she has a burning mark. She let go of her heart. He gently brought Lone to his room. I wonder why it wasn't Lone's wife's room. Because Lone's wife's room was extremely messy due to the quarrel between the two wives. He was also afraid that Lone would be mentally ill when sleeping there. So he put Lone in bed. He was going to let Lone sleep there, and he went out to sleep, ready to watch over his son. But even in his sleep, Lone didn't leave him and cried. His mouth still said, "Dad, I'm scared." Mr. Tone, who had been lying down for a long time, just went to bed like Mr. Tone's lover. Lone immediately followed his instinct and pulled him in, hugged him tight and slept soundly next to Mr. Tone. Mr. Tone breathed deeply. The next morning he woke up with both nightmares and sweet dreams. She felt really strange. She was pulling in a man, bringing her a sense of peace and ease so that she could sense the scent from Mr. Tone's body. Her cheeks turned red. In her heart, she always loved Mr. Tone. In this situation, she was really uncomfortable. She was afraid and worried at the same time. As if the excitement had overwhelmed the quarrels, because she felt that she was also very disgusted and uncomfortable. As for Mr. Tone, from last night to his wife, he couldn't sleep. At first, he only thought about Deng's story. But when the morning came, when he accepted to let go, the demon inside him erupted. It was really the poison of the evil spirit. It erupted again. After he had no more important problems. So now he was with a beautiful girl. He looked at Lone's face. Her face was pale and white. Her eyelashes were curled. And her eyes were watery like a man's. Unfortunately, what happened to Lone's clothes was also a bad omen. Now look at it again, it was really charming. He felt that it was more and more like Lone's pale skin. Lone himself also couldn't believe that the little dress that Mai said she was wearing was being used at this time. He kept thinking about Min Man. Sometimes he thought about Shuyan. Sometimes he thought about Lone, and so on until he woke up and went down to the kitchen because the sun was shining into the room and shining on him and Lone again. Lone himself felt really ashamed. He didn't expect himself to be like that again. Suddenly he was with him again last night. When he was waking up, She pretended to sleep to let him go. Her face was red and she closed her eyes. Mai was really ashamed. He was so embarrassed. Tone was busy taking a shower after breakfast. He heard Lone scream in the room. He didn't have time to put on his clothes. He hurried to the room. When he entered the room, Lone was also running out of the bathroom. She didn't take a piece of cloth. She was so scared. Dad, save me. He wanted to take her life. Don't be afraid, Dad, Dad, here I am. Tone was just talking and shaking. Tone heard a loud noise along with the shaking. It was dung. He still didn't give up his intention to take Lone away. As it turned out, dung was still lurking around the house. He guessed Lone would sleep in Tone's room, and he would sleep outside. So he broke the window glass of the bathroom and ran in. He succeeded, but he didn't expect when he was breaking the glass. Lone saw and ran up. She hurriedly pulled the rope down and left. Back to Lone and Tone, the two of them realized their situation. They looked at each other. Dad, Dad. They looked at each other and shouted. Looking at Lone's face at this time, her eyes seemed to be covered with a thin layer of lipstick. Now, he felt that as long as he touched that lipstick, he could have this woman. But his heart was still broken. Looking at Lone's tears, he was also very sad, although, as Dung said, he really wanted to be with Lone, but the common rules and principles prevented him from getting over it. The two of them were extremely confused. They hurriedly turned around. Each person found his own clothes to wear. The child went down to eat breakfast. Dad has already cooked food. Dad came down first. Yes, Dad. Come down first. Lone was so confused at this time. The situation just now made her really confused. As always, she picked up the phone and texted herself, "Hello forever. Are you free?" No matter what happened, Lone still told everything that happened to her. Even the story just now, because the two of them had said to each other that they would not hide anything from each other. Lone's body also held the secret of Mai's hand. "Why don't you come forward, you idiot? You are really there." "Okay, I'm busy. From now on, I will miss you by 11 o'clock. Hearing Mai's laughter, Lone knew right away by what. There was a knock on the door. "Oh, Mai. Are you playing with Lone? Come in and sit down so I can call Lone." "No, thanks. I brought some flowers for Lone. Can I ask you for a meal this afternoon? Is there anything good? Just be natural." The two of them talked for a while and then today Mai said he had asked her to stay here with Lone until night. He also went to solve the matter with Shuyan. Anyway, yesterday he was also the one who dragged Shuyan out. Now, just wave your hand and leave. He didn't like it either. When Mai saw Tone leaving the house, she didn't stop smiling. She followed the car, brought a bunch of stuff and clothes, then knocked on Lone's door. Tone texted Shuyan. She met him at a luxurious hotel in the city. He came into the room. He was surprised when Shuyan was wearing a beautiful wedding dress. Of course, it was also very sexy. "Shuyan, you don't have to say anything. It's all because of me, because I love you so much. But I know you don't want to come to me. This morning I woke up and you left. I understand everything. I just want to ask you one thing. Just this once, let me feel it this time. Let me be your bride." Can you see Shuyan crying like that? Mr. Tone is soft, a girl loves him like that. Anyway, yesterday he was with her. Just this time, I love you. Today is our wedding. I will give you a wonderful memory between us. Mr. Tone regained his mind. He smiled and walked toward Shuyan. After that, he went to the wedding hall. It was arranged. His actions surprised Mrs. Shuyan. She had arranged a bunch of plans. Unexpectedly, everything became useless. But Shuyan did not know that the risk came from Lone. Mr. Tone has been difficult from morning to now, so when he met Shuyan, he said so. Not long after that, Lone's doorbell rang. The golden wine glasses were added. the two people drank until 5 p.m. Mr. Tone woke up and realized that he had been poisoned by Shuyan. But he did not stop. Because he said he wanted to give Shuyan a memorable day, the truth is that with those glasses, everything has gone beyond expectation. The bride's dress is now shattered. And the bride is lying in bed drunk for a whole day. Shuyan is like a white-red cockroach. After a few hours, the whole room seemed to have been robbed. However, Mr. Tone still kept his cool. He came home. Mr. Tone's belly was strange. The room was empty, the air was bad. He hurriedly went to Lone's room. He saw two girls in two different places. Lone was wearing a set of pajamas, holding a bottle of wine while drinking and crying. And Mai was packing her stuff. She breathed for a while and then greeted Mr. Tone. Mai had a smile full of kindness on her lips. Ha ha. Those two chickens can't get out of my hand. Mai had just come home. Lone hugged Mr. Tone and cried. Ha ha. You're home. Don't leave me again, can you? Yes, I'm home. I'm not going anywhere. What's the matter? Are you avoiding me? Are you avoiding me? Because I'm not clean anymore, because it has passed. So you're avoiding me, right? Lone kept talking nonsense. It's all about something else. After a while, he realized that Lone had really called him brother. She loves him. You're really drunk, let me take you to bed. I'm not drunk. I'm very awake now, I'm not drunk. Words like meaningless words. But the distance is almost like this compared to Shuyan. Lone only has more, not less. Now, he was hot inside. Lone loved him and he also realized that he loved Lone. In addition, both this afternoon, he and Mrs. Shuyan, he realized a lot of things. Now, Lone was very disappointed. She said he didn't need her, she felt disappointed if he left her. Maybe she would go to a dead end. Lone, listen to me, can you listen to me? Lone was crying under Mr. Tone's body. Hearing him speak, he suddenly stopped. Mr. Shuyan, I love you. But before, you were Dung's wife, so you couldn't show that. Now everything is different. You can express your feelings to me without fear. Are you sure you want to be with me? Don't ignore all the opinions of the society but come to me. Are you with me? Do you agree? Lone replied immediately. Lone directly revealed that Mr. Tone was getting hotter inside, but he knew that she had only experienced it once with Dung and it had been a long time. He was very confident. Lone could only say meaningless words. She was being enjoyed for the first time in her life with her lover. Be my wife. From now on, you are my wife, give me everything. I love you. Yes, I give you everything, be my husband. I can't stand it anymore. Lone smiled happily after an hour, but she didn't feel uncomfortable at all. Why do I love you and when did I love you? Lone blushed because of Mr. Tone's words but her heart was extremely happy. I don't know when I loved you but maybe it started when you stood in front of me to protect me from Dung. When you said sorry on his behalf, I felt that you were a very good person and very upright. About Dung, you said sorry on his behalf for the last time. I will make it up for you, can you give me a happy life? It was like this after they had fought again. In the morning, Lone woke up and saw that she was in pain. But she didn't see Mr. Tone. Lone took a rest to regain her strength and then sat up to find clothes to wear. She heard a heartbeat. Mr. Tone looked up and saw Lone smiling and walking down. His heart was like freezing. Oh, I forgot. Wake up and have breakfast, Mr. Tone is cooking. You go down first. Yes, Dad, you go down first. Lone was so confused at this time because she had never dressed like this even in front of Mr. Tone. But the machine yesterday said to bring all Lone's clothes and replace them with Lone's clothes. Lone didn't know this because she cried for herself at that time, and today, when she changed her clothes and saw her own letter she broke it all to know why she kept saying those words yesterday. Today is a really special breakfast for the two of them. It has both the warmth and the sweetness of love and in it. There is the passion, the character. Mr. Tone really wanted to be with Lone right now, but he knew that yesterday was just new, so he gave Lone a little time to get back to normal. He was looking at her and drooling. This is the daughter-in-law he had been dreaming of. From now on, she will officially be his wife. She will only belong to him. Lone. I got a ring. Mr. Tone didn't know where to get a ring. He knelt down and gave it to Lone. This made Lone really touched. The two of them couldn't publicly marry each other. She really didn't want anything. But in the evening, a man trusted as he was proposing was not her dream. At this time, Lone nodded firmly and gave his whole life to him. Under the romantic light, the two of them were drinking and having fun. They let go of their past. From now on, their life is no longer useful. There are only the two of them together. At this time, the wedding room was covered with roses. Tonight was a sleepless night for the two of them. They slept until 4 to 5 a.m. When Mr. Tone woke up, the sun was shining everywhere. Mr. Mims smiled when he realized Lone was in his arms. Mrs. Mims smiled happily. As for Dung, yesterday he asked his subordinates to go see where Dung was. He wanted to stop him from going to that sinful road. Oh, why didn't you text me yesterday? Or are you busy in bed and you just talk nonsense? What nonsense? How is the situation? Hurry up. Last night, Mr. Tone gave me a ring. That's it. So what happened the day before? Lone woke up and didn't see Mr. Tone. I don't know where he is, but I'm not worried because he left a note on the bed for me to rest assured. I got my spirit back. I picked up the phone and replied to the message. Last night, I heard you asking for 1001. I was so confused, I told you again. He's coming to your house. Just like that beast, I'd love it if you weren't my friend. Sometimes I'd steal him out of your hands. Now what you need to do is find a way to keep his heart tight. I began to teach Lone how to keep her husband in line with her family's experience. She has too many things to pass on to Lone so that Mr. Tone will never go out looking for another girl. Talk for a while. I stood up and went to the bathroom to take a shower. When Mr. Tone was stirring vegetables, he heard footsteps. He smiled back at Lone. She wore a light white dress. Lone went down to help Mr. Tone cook. Just decided for a future, or are you going to sell this house? Go somewhere else to live. Get away from this hot city. The meal was really fun. Everyone talked about their plans. After the meal, Mr. Tone came to the center to think. Also found a way to sell the house. Lone talked to Mai about their plans. And also tried to make notes of the last orders to move. Why are you two here? Does anyone notice? I live for myself. Not for society. You two pay attention to how much this money is. It's not that we're afraid, but first of all, this place has a lot of unhappy memories. We want to go somewhere that belongs to us, where we will have a life of our own. Now is the beginning. If it doesn't work out, I'll take care of that house. I will sell and buy you a new house. You can rest assured. Whenever I'm free, I'll be back. Mr. Tone texted for a while and then worked. At first, he thought about Mr. Tone. He smiled happily. Mai brought some men's medicine for the two of them to drink. This is the medicine for two people to drink. It has a bottle, so it's very easy to drink. I and he are very healthy. You. What do you need to drink? I know you and he are healthy, but that's it. I won't bother you anymore. This is my genetic medicine. It has the effect of good health, and especially helps two people who may be 70 years old still be normal. 70 but still get cancer. Why not? I haven't told you the story of my grandmother. How did my grandfather die? Now I'm 80, but I still hang out with those two. Every week, I have to dance. Or she is my grandmother and her childhood friend. From the time her husband died, she came to live with my grandmother. The two of them lived together for fun, and of course that happened. You have to take this medicine from now on. Mr. Tone is the same. Then you won't lose your strength later. And now you guys are like that. just a few more years and I won't be able to do anything for a week. Thinking about the next scene, but not many times, she feels bored. Hey, you feel awkward? I'm kidding, what are you doing? My husband has only been taught by me for a few years, but now it's okay, at least 3 times a day. The two girls talk to each other, then continue forever. Now on to the main topic. Now I will teach you some more skills to keep your husband. Hearing the voices of the two girls in the house, makes Mr. Tone want to see his wife even more. He doesn't know what Luan will bring to him later, because he knows Mai is a very different girl. But he still hopes that Mai will stick to Luan all day long. And sometimes when he goes to work, there is only a piece of paper on the table, because Luan wrote, "You eat alone and go to bed first. Mai and I have to go home late." He is thinking, I don't know what Mai is up to, let's wait for Luan to come back and ask. However, when he fell asleep, he still didn't see Luan come back. Tonight he had a beautiful dream with Luan. After this dream, he woke up warmly. He blinked and opened his eyes. That was the first time Mr. Tone knew how to be heartless, while later, Mai also helped Mr. Tone and Luan sell that house for 3 billion VND. With a wide relationship between him and his father-in-law. Mai helped them buy a luxurious garden-style apartment in the eastern England area for nearly 2 billion VND. Mr. Tone has always been a martial arts teacher for the police, and Luan still does her favorite job, which is sewing and designing costumes at home. Many years later, Dung is 60 years old. Dung's father-in-law have been living in the same house. Dung's father-in-law, Mr. Tone, and Mr. Tone's mother-in-law have been living in the same house for nearly 20 years. Dung's father-in-law and Mr. Tone's mother-in-law have been living in the same house for nearly 20 years. Dung has met a very luxurious lady who brought him back and finally met Mr. Tone and Luan. Dung's mother-in-law have been living in the same house for nearly 20 years. Dung has witnessed Mr. Tone's past and Luan's past many years ago. Dung's father-in-law, Mr. Tone, and Mr. Tone's mother-in-law, the tears kept flowing. In the past, when he was newly married, Mr. Tone advised him a lot, but because of his childhood eating habits, he didn't stay with Mr. Tone much, so he didn't listen to Mr. Tone's warnings. If you don't change, you will never be happy. Extremely regretful, he put his hand on his pants and smiled miserably. He left the mansion of the other couple. He bowed his head to thank that woman, then turned his back away. Tears welled up. It's too late to regret now, he can never have that girl again. Goodbye, my dear. The Girl of Memories. Ladies and gentlemen, the story between Mr. Tone and Luan is a living proof of the complexity and diversity of human emotions in the short but meaningful moments. Both of them have experienced many levels of different emotions. Resentment, inner struggle, then acceptance and understanding. Love between them is not just the desire for each other, but also the deep sympathy for the soul. It's the harmony between love and responsibility, between the right things and the things that make the heart tremble. Mr. Tone had to face the inner division between the new love and the moral standards that he always kept. He clearly understood that coming to Luan was not only a personal decision, but also an acceptance of responsibility and sacrifice. This struggle has highlighted the value of the human heart, compassion and willingness to put the happiness of others above all. Luan, although she used to be his daughter-in-law, but through hardships and injuries, she found Mr. Tone a peaceful and a man she could rely on and love. Her decision not only showed the courage to go against social prejudice, but also the appreciation of the true values of love and loyalty. From this story, we can realize that life is always full of challenges and difficulties, and courage is necessary to face them. Relationships in life, although sometimes seem impossible to overcome, can lead to happiness if we build on the basis of understanding, love, sincerity, and compassion. The story also reminds us of the importance of listening to your heart, but at the same time you need to carefully consider the values of morality and responsibility with those around you. The inner struggle of the characters is the vivid image of division between reason and emotion, between duty and personal desire. Finally, the important thing is that each person must find a balance between pursuing personal happiness and upholding the values of morality as a foundation for their personality. Life will always have challenges, but if we face them with sincerity and compassion, true happiness will come. Love is not only the acquisition, but also the sharing, respect, and gratitude for the good things that life has given us. Dear friends, so our story has come to an end. Don't forget to leave a comment to let us know. And now, goodbye everyone. See you again in the next episode.